multiplying fractions. Now, you've seen a little bit of this in the other videos, but let's really focus now on multiplying fractions. So if I have two fractions, let's say 3/8, and I multiply that by 7/12, I can just multiply across and then simplify afterwards. However, it's usually best to simplify before. And so if I can find a factor that's common in the top, anywhere in the top, with anywhere in the bottom, then I can simplify and reduce it. And if I find all the common factors from the top with the bottom and get rid of them, then I'll not have to reduce at the end. And in this case, we do have a common factor of 3 in the numerator, and 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. And then that's it for common factors. And so now we just have to multiply across. And we get 1 times 7 is 7, and 8 times 4 is 32. And we don't have to reduce it at all because it's already been done for us beforehand. If we had not done that, we would have ended up with 21/96. And I don't know about you, but I like 7/32 a lot better than 21/96. And we would have had to reduce 21/96 down, and that would have been significantly much more work than doing it ahead of time. Let's look at another example. But this time, we'll have a mixed number. So how about 1 3/4 times, let's make this 6/7. So let's see what we can do. This is going to simplify greatly, and you'll see why we want to simplify. Now, if you remember, I said earlier in previous videos that we want almost always to have improper fractions. So when you see a mixed number, let's just convert it to an improper fraction. 1 3/4 turns into 7/4. And if you forgot how to do that, remember you take the denominator times the whole number, 4 times 1, which is 4, and add it to the numerator. 4 plus 3 is 7. And keep the denominator the same. So that's 7/4 and 6/7. And we immediately see a common factor. So 7 goes into 7 once, and 7 goes into 7 once. And then 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So we're just getting rid of the common factors. And remember, it's 1 from anywhere on top, and the same 1 from anywhere on the bottom. Now there's no more common factors, so we go ahead and multiply across. 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 1 is 2. And if we hadn't simplified that, by the way, that's it. If we hadn't simplified that, we would have ended up with 42/28, which does not sound like a fun problem to simplify. But this was really easy to simplify. 3/2. Okay, was that problem really hard? I don't think so. And guess what? The same sign, different sign thing still applies. We're multiplying or dividing, then it's going to be same sign. They're both positive or both negative, then the answer is going to be positive. And if they're different signs where one is negative and the other one's positive, then the answer is going to be negative. Always, always, always. So let's take a look at another example. And so how about 2 3/8 times 1 and 5/6. We'll look at that. And sometimes it doesn't simplify, sometimes it does. I just made this problem up, so I don't have a clue what's going to happen. So this becomes 19/8, because 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3 is 19, times 11/6. And this one sure does not look like it's going to simplify. The 8 and the 6 have a common factor of 2, but they're both on the bottom, so we cannot simplify. It has to be 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. And so 19 times 11, now if you have trouble doing that, you can always do it on the side. 19 times 11, well, that's 19, and then 19, and so that's 209. So we can erase that. We did our little arithmetic, 209. 209, and then 8 times 6 is 48, and we know that's as simplified as it can be, and we don't have to spend hours trying to figure out if they have any common factors, because we made sure that over here we simplified as much as possible. So I cannot stress enough how much it helps you if you simplify before you multiply, because then you don't have to simplify afterwards. And that's all there is. If this had been a negative, so they were different signs, then the answer would have been negative. And that's it.